Hey guys, this is Speck here from Maricart Universal Media Team. Today we're going to be interviewing Palingenesis. So guys, if you'd like to introduce yourselves individually.
I guess I'll start. I'm Jake. I'm one of the long-standing members of what used to be Old Gen in ZY. Founder of MKU, been around the community for years, and all this other stuff. So yeah, that's me.
Next.
I'm Jordan. I was in ZY also, and I stuck to Jen. Was one of the leaders of ZY after Barry or Sake left, and I've been in the community for almost 2 years now, so been enjoying my time here. And Vantox.
I'm Vantox. I used to lead CY along with Jordan, and I'm also the current leader of Gen along with Domenico, and I've been in the community for a long time. I also used to play Mario Kart 7, so that's pretty much it.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's get right into it. So obviously Palingenesis had a great season so far in MKU. 4 wins, 1 loss, puts them at the top of the league, despite the most recent loss to Arcadia Sky. What do you think has been the most influential aspect of your play so far that's earned you the top of the division?
Myself, I have to say that it's been a mixture of a few things. It's like, as time's gone on, Insight, we kind of, things grew stale, we was getting annoyed with each other a lot, we take out our frustrations on each other, and then we decided to make this new team for a fresh start. And ever since then, our synergy has grown, our communication has got a lot better, our teamwork has improved, everything's just kind of clicked more since we made Gen, and it's just a combination of things that kind of led to us having a really good start.
I'll agree with a lot of that. We also recruited a bunch of people. We recruited Cinda, who's been doing really well for us, but yeah, we definitely have improved as a team, and that's mainly due to getting a fresh start and just being more relaxed. I would say we don't get as mad, and if things don't go our way, then we're generally more chill about it, and we just move on, you know.
Yeah, for sure, definitely, because when we used to war CY, when things didn't go our way, we usually were tilted really easily, and we just blamed each other for most of the things that were actually our fault. But we don't do that anymore.
No, there's definitely a clear difference I can see. Obviously, previous season you got Zephyr, they land 5th, struggle with Division 1, and obviously this rebirth, things have clearly been looking up in Division 2, it's definitely clear to see what that rebirth has done.
Yeah.
Okay, right, moving on. So, sort of looking into Palingenesis' mindset, would you say the sort of your mindset changes between matches based on performances or past results, or does it mostly stay the same?
I'd say it kind of, for the most part, it stays pretty similar throughout, I'd say, because whenever it comes to matches in MKU, we always make sure we're focused. Even if we go on we lose a couple matches on the day of MKU, we always make sure it won't affect us too much.
Yeah.
Just to get in the game when the time comes. Yeah, we always make sure, because we know this division is really hard, so we never underestimate our opponents, and we just make sure we play our own game and see if that works out, and so far it's been doing pretty well.
Because I mean, one of the easy things that can happen is once a team gets sort of gets this sort of early dominance, it can result in some complacency. So, I mean, do you think that sort of influenced you at all? Do you not feel that complacency? Are you still trying regardless?
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll talk. I think that we might have gotten a little bit complacent, but I don't think it really affected our play. I don't think it really affected our play too much. I think that we were still playing pretty much the same way as what we were doing. We're still staying active, which is easy for us since we all enjoy the game pretty much. We all like warring with each other, so it's easy to stay active and stay on top of our game and make sure we don't get rusty. But I think that even though we might be getting a little complacent, it really isn't affecting our play too much in MKU. But that won't happen anymore now since we just lost, and
Yeah.
we're definitely gonna try to win the rest of our matches.
We're not going to let this loss bother us too much, though. We're obviously seeing this as a challenge, and we have to improve, and we need to see what went wrong, and hopefully we can still go 9-0-1. We just don't need to be taken down by this loss. We need to improve and do even better.
It's a good
Yeah, I
mentality
agree with
to
that
have.
as well.
Definitely a great mentality to have. Alright, well, let's go into sort of into the nitty-gritty of what's happened so far. So, you've had a chance to play each team in the division. Is there any team that's sort of surprised you so far, sort of not what you were expecting?
I would say Midnight Wasp, probably. Because they really improved from when we last played them, but we also see different playstyles in their team that we are not used to at all. Like being a lap behind, sitting with a Graciate or Triple Reds. We're not used to that playstyle at all, and it kind of threw us off guard too.
Yeah, I
I'll say
remember.
that.
Sorry, you go on, Jordan.
All right, I'll say that what has really surprised me was, I mean, Arcadia having a lot of trouble in the early matches, but I don't know. It seemed like they kind of had some really bad luck in those matches, and hopefully they can pick themselves up from that. And also PM, I thought that they were going to by far be the underdogs of the division.
Yeah.
And get last, but instead they're sitting in second. But it's really weird since we beat them so solidly, but I think that was mainly because of that we got really lucky with the track picks in that war, and I don't know if it would have turned out quite the same way if that had not happened.
Yeah, like our momentum in the PM match was just, we kind of started off really well and then ran away with it, but like obviously PM have shown against the rest of the division that they're really good, so I'd say that they're the team that surprised me the most. Although in terms of when we actually played them, it was, I don't know, it was a bit different.
I mean, a lot of the case, I mean, the thing that's been going around a lot recently has been don't sleep on the French teams. It seems to be resonating for a lot of the division so far.
Yeah, I mean, for like 2/3 of this division are French, and since the other strong French teams like MR, CB, AR, and KC, like they are no longer around, it's kind of like allowed these other French teams to kind of step up, and you're kind of seeing it already, like because a few of them are trying to push into D1 now, which we may see relatively soon, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Alright, well, leading on from that, which team do you think has pressured you the most so far, sort of putting you on your feet?
It's a good one. Either Arcadia or PM, probably, because PM was undefeated like us, and we always had a lot of trouble with Arcadia in our scrims. They were always really close wars, so that certainly put the most pressure on us.
Yeah, like during the war, I'd say there was quite a bit of pressure during the World Friend match, because it was quite a tough match to play, I'd say, because it was quite laggy, and we had to kind of compensate for that, but think that we couldn't really do that, I remember, because we rated ourselves quite a lot, so we had to make sure that luckily we came through in the end, but it was tough for me personally.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with that. I'll agree with Arcadia, and I was not able to play the match against World Friend, but I was able to watch the second half of the war on stream, and I'll definitely agree with that. It was a very close war. Could have gone either way.
Okay, and leading on from that, do you think these teams that have pressured you, can it be attributed to maybe one or two members that sort of stay at the front of the pack, or can it be attributed to sort of a team effort?
Well, obviously, World Friend has Pyrax, and he's just doing amazingly in this division, and he's MVPing, and I didn't see how he did this week, but I know that he was doing very well, especially against us. But for Arcadia, I would not say that they're pretty much strong all around. I don't think that they have a couple members that carry them, really.
Yeah, with Midnight Wasp as well, like, they've been built around communication and teamwork, so obviously most of their team, they're also quite strong throughout as well, I'd say. And yeah, with PM as well, they've also got people like Cosmo and MIT who are doing pretty well. And Furious as well. But all of them, they've shown good teamwork from what I've seen for the most part. That's been one of the things that's kind of been standout for me.
So would you agree it's been kind of a mixture of getting a few players up to the top, whereas maintaining the good teamwork sort of through the packs?
Yeah, I can agree with
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Okay. Alright. Well, we'll move on from that, and we'll get your opinions on sort of the future for the rest of the season. So, what's your sort of overall goal for the second half? How are you sort of expecting to perform through this, based on what's already happened?
Personally, I want to see us go undefeated in the second half of the season. We can definitely do it, and we just got to make sure we stay on top of the game for it. But obviously, it's going to be tough because any of the teams can win against us. So, my goals: make sure we 9-1 in the division and get that promotion spot.
I agree. Definitely, the overall goal is to be promoted to Division 1 next season, but I think that we can go undefeated in the second half. And something that really hurt us, well, I don't need to go into that, but yeah, I definitely think that we can go undefeated in the second half of this season.
Okay, well, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how that goes, and we'll start by focusing on the upcoming match against Gravity Team. They're currently bottom of the division. How are you going to approach them this week?
Well, I'd say, GT are a weird one. Like, they have their skill gap is kind of quite varied, I'd say. Like, nothing against them or anything, but they have like a few like really good players like Tommy, for example, who's performing really well for them, and Raph as well. It depends if Sibos can play as well. Like they can have a really strong lineup, but if they don't have like their staple six, they can struggle a bit. Basically, I think we need to make sure we don't get complacent though, because they're going to be looking to get their first win on the board, and as long as we make sure we play our game, I'd say we should be alright. Based on what we saw from them last time, I don't know, I can't really remember. Vantox, or Jordan, can you, either of you guys remember much?
No, I don't really remember. They didn't really show up or anything, or did anything special. It was just a normal war.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I think a lot of the main thing that people seem to point out about Gravity team is that they're the biker team, and
That can definitely be very annoying if they're bikers, if they pick their bike tracks and whatever, Toad's Turnpike, Dolphin Shoals, and that can definitely be very annoying. But I think that overall, we won't really be approaching it any differently than any other match. We'll just try to play well and win and have fun, you know?
Perhaps avoiding those biker tracks if we can.
Right.
gonna be praying to the RN Jesus, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, pray that Toad's Turnpike doesn't drop frames online.
Right.
Right. Well. Okay. We're near the end. Any other comments you'd like to make?
I'll say that I definitely would like to be able to play. Like today, I played really badly, honestly, because I hadn't been able to play the entire day. So it was I had no warm up basically, and that kind of may have cost us the war. But I have this thing, and that's why we have to play all of our matches, or most of our matches, like 15 minutes later, because I have this thing that goes until like 3. So maybe I can get around that a little bit the second half of the season, be able to have a chance to warm up before the war. I think that's definitely important for all of us.
Yeah, I hope so too. I also think that we really improved as a team compared to when you had CY in Division 1. We just got so much better and we improved a lot. Because with CY, we didn't know how to play online at all. You basically had 60 tiers in a team and that was it. But now that we finally learned online, it's been a lot more fun to war as well. I'm sure you can all agree on that.
Totally. And yeah, I'll just say, like, I think it was a good decision, even though it may have seemed a bit like pointless to some people, but ever since we kind of have a rebirth to Palingenesis, I think things have just kind of improved in general. And it was a good decision.
I mean, it's in the name, isn't it?
Yeah, true. Very true.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thank you very much, Palingenesis. That's some great insight you've given. And stay tuned for more interviews in the future, and thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for the interview.